Hi, we're the AstroTwins. I'm Tali.
I'm Ophi, and we are here to help you finish the decade strong. We're counting down to the 11/11 release of our 2020 horoscope guide, Planet by the Planets, all year long. It's available for pre-sale on our website and wherever books are sold. So, this week we are looking at the Scorpio new moon. It's one of the last new moons of the year. And it's an opportunity to really look at transformation. We also have Mercury turning retrograde this week on Halloween. So we have some tips for how to make the most of that new moon and prepare for Mercury.
Yep. So a new moon is like a starting block. It's a time when you plant seeds. So this is, what you're doing now is like setting the stage to bring sexy back before the decade is through or make it stronger. So the new moon always begins a fresh 6-month cycle. So this one completes on May 7th of 2020. And again, we have all the new and full moons mapped out in our 2020 horoscope guide. So one thing, so since Mercury is turning retrograde this week on Halloween on October 31st, you're probably already prepping and, backing up data, getting your mobile device orders in, your haircuts done,
Or you should be.
Or you should be. But in terms of how this syncs up with the new moon, Scorpio is about deep bonding, the mind, body, soul connections. So Mercury is kind of taking us deep. When a retrograde happens, it actually makes you go deeper, makes you go further back. It will not settle for anything superficial. So we actually, before we get into how you can utilize the new moon and Mercury, we have a few rules that you might want to follow for not letting Mercury's haywire interception mess with your love game. So
here are a few, let's call them tips, strong suggestions. Don't text an ex or DM or chat or email unless you're really sure you want to reconnect with them. If you're angry, which can happen with Scorpio, you can go from 0 to 60, just pause before initiating a conversation or going charging at anyone, and rein in those revenge fantasies. Those can really crop up this week. Scorpio rules joint ventures and shared resources and assets, so be really cautious about mingling your finances with anybody unless you fully trust them and everything has been spelled out down to the letter, which is also, a cue to stall on signing contracts. If you really want to read the finest of fine print, Mercury retrograde is not a great time for that, even though new moons can be. So make sure that you really, run it by an attorney and get everything checked through. And if you're feeling a little gossipy or snarky, which we all will be, when things get a little irritating this week, don't put those thoughts in writing. And for sure, if you're going to, make sure you don't hit that reply all or group text. Check the senders and recipients if you must drop that truth bomb.
Absolutely. Now, the good news is the new moon happens a few days before Halloween, so you have a chance to kind of get things in motion. And so before Mercury retrograde comes in with a little fuzzy interception there. But this is an opportunity, like we said, to pump up that energy and that life force and that connection and bonding. So if you are a fire sign, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, you might have to do something that is maybe a little more uncomfortable for you, which is to make more private, intimate time together with your boo or schedule one-on-one dates. Fire signs love to invite everybody along, and the more the merrier, but and just make it fun and lively. You actually will want to talk more about your feelings and ask your love interest how they're feeling. Find out. Don't assume. Don't psychoanalyze them with friends. Ask directly, fire signs.
More is not merrier.
Because, nothing can block the sexiness like buried feelings, bottled up emotions, and resentment. But when you free that up, you actually may feel more attracted than ever to someone if you are able to bond.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, plan more playful cultural activity dates and then communicate. Sometimes when you go out and reconnect to that fun-loving side of your relationship, it kind of takes the charge out of whatever you've been upset about or fixated on. And if you're single, it's a great way to meet people while you're letting your hair down, laughing, lighter, more carefree.
Yes, and air signs, you actually also have to be a little bit out of character, being more routine oriented when it comes to this. So, get that shared calendar out, plan a weekly date night or a time that you'll talk on the phone every night if you have a hard time, or FaceTime or WhatsApp, whatever, if you're long distance. And then if you're single, intentionally go out 1 or 2 times a week to places where you might meet someone who shares your common interests. Putting those structures in place can actually get the sexy time rolling again before the year is through.
Trust her. She's a unicorn, and I am too. So if you're a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, you're going to need a little space. You're going to be looking for a little more autonomy to bring the spark back. Absence will make the heart grow fonder. Sometimes you need to miss your mate. Water signs like to bond, but taking a little break and pulling apart can make you go, oh, I see them through a new lens. So if you're single, get involved in more physical activities. Yes, that kind, but you could also meet someone on the slopes if there happens to be some snow or fresh powder where you live, or at the gym, or, doing some volunteer work that's energizing, maybe at a food pantry or something like that, a cleanup. Just get out there, get that blood pumping, get some novelty into your life.
Right. So, and really, we've got the new moon tonight. So make sure you're ready to set your intentions, put your focus on the relationships and bonds and connections you want to build, whether that's, financial, romantic. It's that kind of intermingled, deep partnership that stands the test of time. You have between now and May 7th of 2020 to really work with this manifesting energy. And if you're still planning your Halloween costume and wondering what to be, watch last week's episode, because we gave all kinds of tips on how to retrograde proof your Halloween to have the most fun. And of course, grab your copy, advance pre-sale copy of our 2020 horoscope guide. It drops on 11/11 and is already available for pre-sale on our website, astrosale.com, or anywhere that books are sold online.
So get ready for the retrograde, and we'll see you next week.